Welcome to the Rare History Channel. Top 10 Freaky Facts About the Tallest Man, the first part. Guinness World Records recognizes Robert Wadlow as the tallest human ever, for whom there are indisputable, documented measurements. The Alton Giant, as he was called, stood 272 centimeters, 8 feet 11 inches, tall. Robert's stature led to a very unique life, and he became something of a celebrity for his height. Being the tallest person who ever lived, however, wasn't always easy. Fact number 1. He was normal-sized at birth. Robert Pershing Wadlow was born on February 22, 1918, in Alton, Illinois, a town along the Mississippi River not far from St. Louis. The first child of parents Harold and Addie Wadlow appeared completely normal at birth, weighing 3.8 kilograms, 8.4 pounds. He was a normal-sized baby, and why not? Harold and Addie were of average height, and their subsequent 4 children after Robert were also of normal height. After birth, however, Robert began to grow far faster than normal. When he was 6 months old, he weighed 14 kilograms, 30 pounds, roughly twice as heavy as a typical 6-month-old. At 12 months, he'd grown to 20 kilograms, 45 pounds, and at 18 months, he'd reached 30 kilograms, 67 pounds. By the time Robert was a toddler, he was 91 centimeters, 3 foot, tall. Number 2. A very big kid. When Robert was 5 years old, he stood 163 centimeters, 5 feet 4 inches, and weighed 48 kilograms, 105 pounds. When he entered kindergarten, he wore clothes sized for a 17-year-old. Robert was said to be well-behaved in school and smart for his age. His main difficulty was finding desks that he could sit in. By the time Robert was 8, few stores had clothes that would fit him properly, and he became a regular customer for tailors. At age 9, Robert was able to carry his father up a flight of stairs. At 10, he'd reached a height of 196 centimeters, 6 feet 5 inches, and a weight of 95 kilograms, 210 pounds. His shoe size was 17.5. Try finding shoes of that size at a local store in 1928. Robert joined the Boy Scouts at 13, becoming the world's tallest Boy Scout at 224 centimeters, 7 feet 4 inches. He required a specially made uniform, sleeping bag, and tent. At this time, the ever-growing teen was consuming 5 times as many calories per day compared to typical boys his age. When Robert graduated high school, he towered over his classmates at 254 centimeters, 8 feet 4 inches. He tipped the scales at 177 kilograms, 391 pounds. Number 3. The cause. Not long before his 12th birthday, Robert and his family visited Barnes Hospital in St. Louis. There, the 211 centimeter, 6 feet 11 inches, boy finally learned just why he was growing so prodigiously. He had an overactive pituitary gland that was releasing far too much growth hormone. The most common cause of an overactive pituitary gland is a benign tumor called an adenoma, forcing excess hormone to be secreted. More often than not, such growths will cause too much prolactin to be secreted, but in some cases, excess growth hormone is released. It is also possible for pituitary tumors to simply be present without affecting hormone release at all. Such tumors are referred to as non-secreting. Today, several medical interventions can deal with adenomas, such as surgery or medication. In 1930, however, no treatments were available. Robert would only continue to grow. Number 4. The difficulties of being the tallest. Being a literal giant isn't easy. For one, Robert required a lot of food. A typical breakfast during his teen years consisted of 8 eggs, 12 slices of toast, several glasses of orange juice, 5 cups of coffee, and plenty of cereal. Robert's size began to take its toll on his body from a young age. His heart didn't have an easy job, having to circulate blood to the ends of his long limbs. At age 10, his feet were cyanotic, meaning that they had a blue color due to poor circulation. Robert had little sensation in his feet. He would not feel minor injuries to them until they were aggravated and raw. When he was 14, Robert stumbled only slightly while pushing a boy on a tricycle, but doing so still broke 2 bones in his feet. Afterward, he had to wear an iron brace on that leg. As an adult, Robert needed leg braces to walk and also used a cane nearly as tall as an average adult. However, he never required a wheelchair. Physical ailments aside, Robert lived in a world that was too small for him. To sit at tables, he had to keep his legs straight, causing his feet to stick out from the other end, where people would inevitably trip over them. There was always the danger of chairs breaking under his weight. He had to stoop considerably to get through most doors, and most ceilings weren't high enough for him to stand up straight. If Robert stayed at a hotel, he needed multiple beds pushed together. Common activities such as going to the movies were unfeasible for him. Number 5. Adult life. As Robert entered his adult years, he continued to grow. At age 19, he'd reached 262 centimeters, 8 feet 7 inches, and was declared the tallest man in the world. His hands were 32.4 centimeters, 12.8 in, from the tip of his middle fingers to his wrists. He had an arm span of about 2.9 meters, 9.5 feet, and his shoes were size 37, which is 47 centimeters, 19 in, long. At the time of his death, he had a pair of 39s under construction. At his heaviest, Robert weighed 223 kilograms, 492 pounds. He ate around 8,000 calories a day. In 1936, Robert did a tour of the U.S. with the Ringling Brothers Circus. In general, his main source of income was public appearances. When he was 20, he found a useful arrangement as a paid spokesman for the International Shoe Company, which also agreed to build his $100 shoes for free. He visited more than 800 towns in 41 states, traveling over 500,000 kilometers, 300,000 miles, for the company. Robert also became a Freemason, presumably the tallest ever.